the whole point is to bring what you have in your bag.
Everything out here you see is from scratch.
Whether it be build shelter, fire, there was some wood gathering. Some went down to the creek to gather water for filtration, things of that nature.
So one of the best things you can do is know what your environment is, right? One thing I did take note of as we were making our way to here is there are several deer feeders on this property. And then if you look on the ground, you would see corn husks and things like that. So obviously that's a sign of somebody who hunts, you know, so you want to take stock of your environment. And then you want to try to procure those things while you have adequate energy. You know, you don't want to wait until your rations get low and then you're tired and can't move and can't forage and things like that. So there's an abundance of things that you can do to prepare for your food rations that you brought with you.
So what I did understand too, pack your bag accordingly. Because I went to digging for matches and I knew they should have been up in the front spot. So put these little things that's going to come out first, put them last, and put them in a separate pocket that you're going to be needing those essentials like your forks and your spoons, your matches, and all your fire starting stuff. That should be in a pocket. It's separate.
Yeah, so make sure you don't overpack and learn how to set up your bag. You know, having pains in certain areas, don't be afraid to ask. You're not being a punk by saying, man, my bag is too heavy, can you check it out, can you see what's wrong with it? That's you saving your health so you can be an asset to others.
A lot of people are watching this right now and they're probably saying, I was in the military. Yeah. I stayed up. Yeah, it's not the same. You're the comms guy, you're the medic guy, you're the cook. You know, you're pulling security, and then you got to focus on setting up everything for yourself. Pretty much a one-man camp, one-man army. We all have like multiple tasks that we're focused on at the same time. One thing you don't want to do is when you don't prepare, when there's problems that you don't take care of the right way, is that you repeat that over and over and over again. You know, me, I realized, you know, I brought a lot of stuff I didn't need, and maybe things that I need I didn't bring. Pack early. I waited till the last minute for some odd reason and threw stuff together, left a lot of stuff, and just packed stuff that I didn't need, probably because I felt like I was leaving stuff. So, you know, so we live and we learn, and hopefully we're gonna get better.
So being sleep deprived, it will mess up your rationality and you'll start putting things that should be important ahead of other things or either behind. But also to your point with the energy conservation, like you say, scouting out the land, getting the wood, your body's gonna wanna replenish itself. So the idea of just kind of sitting around and not being entertained, you want to get up and move around, but the more you move, the more energy you use, and the more energy you use, your body's going to want to replenish that. So you're going to need more water, you're going to need more food, and these are things that you have to really consider.
The majority of their energy is spent on that shelter and or the lack of the shelter. So like you said, well, when they run out of energy, or they haven't set up the necessary things for the survival, like they didn't build a shelter that can sustain them for a few days, or they try to build a hammock in the tree with a stand and a front porch and a diving board, but they didn't secure the necessary things. They didn't do any recon. They don't know what's around them. They don't know if it's any game in the area. They don't know, you know, where a water source is. But if you use too much energy, then guess what? You don't have the energy to hike out of your camp location.
Unless you come out here, you don't realize how much the sleep deprivation, the heat exhaustion, the bugs that sometimes don't allow you to get good sleep, all of these factors mess up your mechanical skills and your way of rational thinking. So all of these factors, if you don't put yourself in those situations, you'll never know how to push past those limits in order to get
the job done. Okay, I have this much ration, I have this much energy left, I can get this much sleep. All of those factors together, you have to get out and rehearse these acts, rehearse these your wilderness skills. You have to, because there are too many factors. When compounded together, you can crash. You can really, really crash.